Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Highly Illogical podcast. I am your senior co-host, Trevor Shelby. Joining me, like always, is the two junior co-hosts, Mr. Thomas Kennedy and Tim Scrimshire. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah, it's no problem. We don't mind being on our own podcast.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next week, because we outnumber you.
Yeah.
We're just going to do it on a day that you don't know.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Have fun getting that editing done. So
I can edit it. I have no problem.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, and everybody, our special guest that Trevor had planned.
Unfortunately, our guest this week had to cancel. I don't know. He's a big science guy, and he said that there were sciencey things going on in the universe, and but he says that maybe next week.
Wait, did he say that he had to go back to the? Oh crap, my brain just stopped working.
I don't know. I got him in my phone as Neil. I don't know where you take that.
Don't you do that? Don't you?
Next time he says that he's going to have someone on and doesn't produce.
Yeah.
You're going to be a fresh, sophomore co-host.
Oh, wait a minute. A sophomore co-host.
Yeah.
That's a step down.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Next week, we will have ourselves one heck of a co-host or guest, whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call those people? So, yeah. So how are you guys doing this week?
Groovy, man. Groovy.
Good. Groovy. Man, shit. I just said groovy. And now I'm going to be like, you guys are going to think I'm copying, Tim. And yeah.
No, man, they understand the good vibes, and being groovy is just addictive, man. It's contagious.
Groovy.
Well, I colored my beard for the holiday. Happy 4th of July, because this will come out on the 4th of July.
I feel like I just want to call you Old Rocket Pop now. What's up, Old Rocket Pop?
And as Trevor pointed out before we started recording, for some reason in this light, my beard, this side looks green.
Mm-hmm.
I am not celebrating Mexico.
It is red, white, and blue. I've seen photo evidence of such. But in this light, yeah, it's hilarious. It couldn't have got any better. You should do word of the day. So.
July.
What does that mean?
What is the Mexico's national anthem? Is it La Cucaracha?
Y'all can kiss my ass.
He doesn't like talking about Mexico. He's wanted there, so.
I'm not wanted in Mexico.
You are too. I want to start off with a little bit of wrestling news. Something that I like, and Tim thoroughly is a huge fan. Tom, not so much. 80s Wrestling, a Twitter group on called 80s Wrestling, posted a picture of Sting in his 1980s garb and on a motorcycle and said, "Who wants to take a ride with Sting?" And Sting replied with, "Who wants to take a last ride with Sting?" which is teasing a Sting return to the ring, which would be interesting. He is up there in age, and a lot of people are speculating because The Undertaker just announced his retirement.
He retired on last week.
Yeah, because he retired, it is pro wrestling tradition to come out of retirement very soon after. So with the whole usage of the last ride, people are speculating we might have an Undertaker Sting match coming up. No announced retirement in pro wrestling ever lasts. So I think
except for Shawn Michaels, who.
Yeah, but he came back for Super Showdown, so like a year ago.
Yeah, 10 years after he retired.
But anyways, so
I really like his song. I really like his song "Don't Stand So Close to Me."
yes,
Don't stand so. That's the right sting, right?
Yeah, not even close.
No.
Anyways, I just thought that was pretty interesting. I am a big Sting fan. He's I think he's a 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, like a 3-time WCW champion. He's up there. He's a pretty good guy. So this episode is coming out on the 4th of July. And I want to know, what are you guys' favorite America movies? America
movies?
Yeah, America.
Well,
Forrest Gump.
There you go. That's a good one.
Now, can it be a miniseries?
Could be, I guess, yeah. Sure.
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. That's a good one. I've actually gone through that.
Or
one
the John Adams miniseries.
Yeah, I found a list of the 18 best 4th of July movies to watch. It's a pretty good list. It's actually not bad. And so,
of course, Independence Day is on there.
Independence Day is on there, but these are a few good ones. And one of them is one that I thought of when I was talking about this with my wife earlier. Jaws is a good 4th of July movie. It happens on the 4th of July.
I've seen Jaws.
The Sandlot.
That's not America. You said America movie.
America. Anyways, The Sandlot. That's a good one.
I'll go with The Sandlot.
Yeah, that's Americana. Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And I also like the porn sequel, Saving Ryan's Privates.
I thought it was Saving Private. I thought it was Saving Ryan's Privates.
No. They got to save them first.
Very American.
The Independence Day, of course. So Captain America, the First Avenger. We got Hidden Figures.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie.
That's a good movie. I'm going to skip a few. They got some very old ones. One of my personal favorites, A League of Their Own. That's a good one.
Yeah. So there's 2 Tom Hanks movies on there.
Yeah. The Top Gun, of course.
Yeah.
Tom's favorite, The Patriot. And
The Patriot was a good movie. I just didn't like Heath Ledger. God.
Really, it's just Heath Ledger with you. I mean,
yes. And for whatever reason, can you guys explain this one to me? They could have just left this one off the list, but number 14, they added, I know what you did last summer. Is that really an Americana movie?
Not really. It wasn't even a good
weird
movie.
And
I was going to say that even in the horror genre, that's just a shit movie.
I know. And what's funny is the one that they have coming after that. So below that movie, they have Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a James Stewart classic.
Yeah, and that movie's a great movie.
And they've got that under I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Who came up with this list?
I don't know. It is purewow.com.
Oh,
so I knew it was going to be great because, I mean, this is just pure wow. And
it's in the name.
You should have just went with, Rotten Tomatoes. They would have given you a good list.
And have you seen this Tom Cruise movie? This one I've never seen. It's called Born on the 4th of July.
Hell yeah, I've seen it. Are you being facetious or
I've never seen it.
Oh man, it's an Oliver Stone movie.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, of course, he was born in the 4th of July. He becomes a Marine, goes to Vietnam, gets blown up, and paralyzed, and it's how he deals with life since his Marine life, basically.
I remember that movie coming out. I never watched it, but yeah, I remember like previews about it and stuff.
It's a great flick. I've only seen it a few times because it is a 2.5 hour movie of Tom Hanks.
I don't think I've actually ever heard of that movie. So I don't know. Kind of weird.
It's another war movie by Oliver Stone. So
yeah. And the last one on the list, which I think should be up higher, is Air Force One. So, very interesting list. I don't know. Jaws is what came to mind. I like the fact that that little random tidbit of that it's on the 4th of July.
None of those movies are as good as A Knight's Tale, but it's whatever. Or
Yes. Fight.
Segue.
Oh, so yeah, you were not in on that conversation.
No, I was not. I watched the episode and I was like, oh, I am not there to defend an amazing movie, by the way.
It is not. It's a piece of shit.
Oh no, it's such a good. Oh, okay.
It got
Story-wise,
like
amazing
a
story.
Rotten Tomatoes.
A kid overcoming diversity and becoming a knight from being a peasant's son. I mean, and the comedy in it, and
it wasn't even funny.
By the way, one of the things you hated about it was the song "We Will Rock You" by Queen.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen's an amazing band.
No. I don't hate that song. I love that song.
Right.
It was that is not a time.
But the director's idea of how to put it in there, like with the people singing along, like it's part of the festivities, that to me is amazing and hilarious. And it was
as a musician, that hurts me.
Hey, I'm a vocalist.
I don't think if you were period accurate for every single movie out there, it would be sad.
Okay, one of the biggest complaints that everyone has about the new Star Trek movie, with the reboot, is the fact that they play Beastie Boys while he in part of it.
Yeah, but
because it takes you out of that. It takes you out of that time period.
That's not the first time Star Trek has called back to current music or music of our time.
Yeah,
or
they were be like classic music by then.
Yeah, that's like classic music.
They were in our time whenever they played that music. In Voyage Home, they were in this, or not Voyage Home. Was it Voyage Home? Yeah, whatever. Star Trek 4. Whenever they went back in time to get the whales. Yeah, they were in that time frame, that time period whenever that music was playing. They didn't in the scene in the new one. He's in 2024 or 2124, whatever it was. So it was out of place.
I think that's a little nitpicky. and I like
not to mention
Star Trek Voyager.
Queen in the Middle Ages would not have happened. Because I have documented, or I know they're documented music. I had this argument when this fucking movie came out. What if
it's proof that time travel actually is real, and their music has now been taken into the medieval ages, and somehow has become a huge hit, and it was just never really recorded in history?
Yeah, argue the time travel paradox. That's in this movie.
Argue that.
I can't believe I'm arguing this movie for a second week in a fucking row.
Yeah, you're gonna make it 3 weeks now. Is that the only thing you don't like about it, though? Is that song that it?
That song and Heath Ledger.
Oh, come on! You can't just. Oh, sad.
And the story actually did suck.
Whatever. And they were pretty good on some points. Some points they did really well. Like the actor that played Chaucer.
Geoffrey Chaucer, yeah.
Yeah, he was very accurate to the way he was depicted in history. Like, I believe in the movie that when they first find him, he's like nude, like walking about.
Yeah.
And that was actually like a thing. Like, that's like finding him in that kind of a state wouldn't have been unusual.
Well, he was a scribe and a gambler,
right?
And apparently a jousting hype man, and he did such an amazing job, though. Like and I love him in almost everything I've ever seen him in. That actor, I can't think of his name right now.
Okay, I lost all respect for fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
What, they don't agree with you?
I like it too.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 58%. IMDb gave it a 6.9 out of 10. And Common Sense Media gave it a 5 or a 4 out of 5.
Hey, there you go.
I don't.
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
I feel like the common denominator now is that
yeah,
you are jealous of what's his
Heath
name? I
Ledger?
forgot his name.
Heath Ledger. You are jealous of Heath Ledger.
Jealous of a dead man.
Yeah.
It's because he's so goddamn beautiful.
He's not even. No.
He's not even that hot. He's only kind of hot.
I mean, there's only 2 movies he was good in. That was
not Timeline, because he wasn't in that movie.
Batman, the second new Batman movie, whatever that was.
I'll agree he was good in Batman, but I don't care for that Batman.
And then Brokeback Mountain, but the only movie, reason why he was good in that is because Jake Gyllenhaal's an awesome actor.
All right.
I wanted to mention, and I think you guys would appreciate this, the Rob Zombie trilogy, the Firefly, the House of a Thousand Corpses, the Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. They're having a steelbook DVD release, and or it's Blu-ray, a DVD and Blu-ray, maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
I haven't seen 3 from Hell yet.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet either. I would like to. Go ahead.
I gotta say, I've got memories when I was a young lad working one of my first jobs, and we had I was working at a movie theater, a dollar theater, and we had House of a Thousand Corpses.
Love it.
I fell in love with that movie. I watched it. I don't know how many times.
You were not a young lad. You make
I was
it sound like
18.
You were 18. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, no, it was amazing, and I like some of the stuff about that movie, like how long it actually took to actually come out, and then
he's so meticulous on how he directs and stuff.
Right. Well, they wouldn't give it a rating, I guess. The people that do ratings just flat out refuse to rate the movie based upon how he had originally cut it. Or they were giving it like an NC-17 or something, and they weren't letting it come out in theaters and like do a wide release. And one of the things that I remember reading about was in the scene of A House of a Thousand Corpses, they have the scene where he's got the cop on his knees and he's got the gun to his head, and it's like takes forever, and he finally shoots him. Well, apparently that scene was like 3 times as long in the original cut. Yeah. And
are they releasing his cuts of these movies in that set?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It says while the release itself doesn't come out with any new features. So take that as you will. But yeah, no, it just looks like it's the first time in a special edition that these 3 movies are being put together in a release. So pretty cool deal. Here's a trivia question.
I thought we lost Trevor again.
Nah, here's a trivia question about it. Do you guys know where the Firefly comes with all of that?
The Mother Firefly or whatever?
Yeah, well the where they talk about the different names for the different characters. Do you know where those names come from?
Oh, not that I know of.
Marx Brothers movies.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
They were, Firefly was, I believe it was Rufus T. Firefly or something like that. So there was Groucho Marx in one of his movies. And I always liked that. I'm a big Marx Brothers fan. I'm a mark for the Marx Brothers. So.
I got that fact about today. Is July 2nd when we're taping this, and this is the in 1776, July 2nd was when the Declaration of Independence was ratified, and this was also proposed as the actual Independence Day by John Adams, but the people chose the 4th. So.
Very interesting.
Do you think it's because it just felt like the 4th of July rolled off the tongue a little bit better than the 2nd? I don't know.
No,
wait,
no.
I lost you guys. Oh no. Oh wait, there you are.
We see you. No,
I see it.
I think it's because they didn't like John Adams. Even though, ironically, him and Thomas Jefferson both died on the same day, 4th of July, on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence.
Did they really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. They died within an hour of each other.
Oh, weird.
That is interesting.
Do you know?
Anti, but interesting.
This didn't really have much to do with what we're talking about, but did you know that Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler, and he had wrestled like 300 matches and only lost one?
That's because he was a giant.
I was going to say, it's because the dude was a tree.
I want to say, how many of those were people like, it's the fucking president. I'm not going to win against the president. He is going to lose, or I'm going to lose.
Well, he wasn't the president at the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't he like...
He wrestled while he was the president. He wrestled people.
Oh, that I didn't know. I didn't know that either.
I'm fairly certain. I learned that in history.
I mean, he was busy, trying to keep the nation together. I don't know why
but he had time. He had probably put up a ring on one side of the White House. It was nice, man. They got a bowling alley now.
What was his signature move? They didn't have a bowling alley back then.
I know, but I'd say that they do now. They probably took the ring down and put up the bowling alley. But
I got a conspiracy theory for you.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he wrestled John Wilkes Booth, and like when he pinned him, he was like slapping him with his own hand and stuff. He's like, "Oh, why are you hitting yourself? Who's your daddy?" And that's why he got shot.
Oh my gosh, that makes the president the heel. He's the bad guy. Wow.
Yeah,
that took a turn.
Sorry, audience. I didn't mean that. It was a joke. It's a bad one.
So what was his finishing move called the top hat?
Well, it wasn't professional wrestling like we know today.
Sure.
It was more like the 40s where they just grapple each other and roll around and put each other in something that really hurts until it hurts the person, and they're done.
It was the 4-score pile driver.
Yeah.
I think I said pile driver wrong. Pile driver.
You're fine.
So tired, and I'm not a wrestling fan. So
what? Anyway, enough about wrestling. So Stone Cold Steve Austin. No, kidding. Something that I found today before Tom did, the Fallout is getting its own Amazon TV series.
Really, Ass Munch?
Yes.
You did not hear you. Oh.
And
I mean, in his defense, he gave you a chance to say news.
Yeah, I did. So I was waiting for you to bring it up because
you could have at least given me credit for telling you about it.
If you ever hear me say I found something before Tom, just know that it was always Tom that found it before me. Always. If I say I provided a guest and Tom didn't, he did it. Anyway, I like some of the quotes that have come out on Twitter. Some Twitterverse has come out with some stuff that I think is pretty good. see, do I have to read their screen names out if I'm reading quotes from them? Because I want to. Okay, Rock Cock 64. I'm not even kidding. Says if the characters in the Fallout TV show don't randomly clip into the floor and start ragdolling all over the place, I'm not watching it. This other guy, his name is Luck Hidden Expera. I don't even know how to pronounce that part. It says, so for the past 5 years, Fallout has been pretty awful, but I can't help but be hyped about this. Apparently, it's being done by the same people that do Westworld, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
so,
the Westworld was awesome.
Yeah. Somebody else, Irma Khan, posted, remember when Fallout was satire about the consequences of relentless and unchecked capitalism? Anyways, the new Fallout's being produced by Amazon.
We need to like get in touch with her. Let her know we have a podcast because I feel like she should comment on some of our
yeah. Somebody else just posted, for fuck's sake, just make Fallout 5. And then just like any Fallout game, Cody Bollinger says this will either be really good or not. So I love it.
Yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, they put out a little teaser trailer for it. I mean, not even really a trailer. It's just Bethesda put out a little teaser thing that shows the little tube TV, and it pretty much says like Amazon exclusive kind of thing. So not a bad deal. I'm excited about it.
They had been making those fan fiction episodes for Fallout for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
They do it for everything, but I think the Fallout one was one of the more popular ones that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I saw one a long time ago where they had paintball guns too, and they had the full Fallout thing. It was pretty cool.
Did y'all ever play Fallout Shelter on your phone?
Couldn't get into it. My mom plays it on my computer now.
I have
it on the computer.
Yep. I have it on the PlayStation. So, yeah.
I didn't know you could get Fallout Shelter on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I always played it on my phone. It wore down my battery because I was always playing it.
That's why I have it on the PlayStation. Yeah. No, I like it. Fallout Shelter's fun. I got really far on the phone version, and then I started dying left and right from the big lizard guys.
Deathclaws?
Deathclaws, yeah. They destroyed me over and over again. And so, all right, guys, what's your favorite Fallout game?
New Vegas.
New Vegas for me.
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3?
Fallout 3? That was a really good one.
I liked New Vegas because of the and kind of similar with Fallout 3, but not so much. But I like the sense of I could just become like the most evil fucker, or I could just middle line it, or just be the best fucking person in town. And I mean, they really like up that game. I like games like that. They had like Fable back in the day that was kind of like that.
Well, Fallout 3 was like that too.
Oh, Fable was awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the reason why I like New Vegas more than I like Fallout 3 is because the feeling of power that I got, I didn't like when I blew up Nuketown or whatever it was, Megaton.
Megaton, yeah.
When I nuked Megaton.
So you nuked
Nuketown. You nuked Nuketown.
That says something about you.
Yeah. Megaton. Yeah.
Megaton. Well,
I got sick to my stomach after I did it, and then I realized I didn't fucking save.
Oh no.
So I had to play it as this There's no getting your karma back after that.
I enjoyed in the beginning Fallout 76. I played that quite a bit. And Megan, we actually bought a second PlayStation so we could both play together. And it would have been cheaper to probably do it on a computer. But we had a blast playing, but then it's like you get so far and there's just not much to do. And
exactly. That was, I mean, Fallout 4 was awesome. I still like Fallout 4 and I still play it. But 76 was something that I enjoyed when it first came out. I enjoyed being able to play with my friends.
Yeah.
I played a lot with my friend Caleb, and it was really cool for like a week. And then it's just nothing. Yeah. Way over it.
I really think, and I know it's the thing that people cry about a lot. It's it is not really a single player experience at all. I mean, there are no other NPCs in the game. The only thing that you're communicating through or talking with other people, or not even really talking, you're getting stories from, is through terminals from the past, and that's it. So it's rough.
So the only thing you have to worry about is other people coming to kill you.
Yeah, and that happens every once in a while, but yeah.
But
so
you guys are the only ones I've known that played 76. So
you haven't played it?
No, I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One or a computer able to play it.
Well,
I'm saving up for PS5 when it comes out in December.
Right on.
Keep saving. It's going to be expensive.
Skip right to the top, bud.
I mean, why buy a PS4 when it's about to become, almost obsolete in a couple months?
This is why I stick with the PC. Although I am going to need to upgrade my PC soon, but I can upgrade my PC every few years or a couple of years, whereas I got to buy a new gaming system every year or whatever it is that they come out. I'm good.
The Xbox One and the PS4 have been out for a decade already.
Oh, have they? Then my argument is wrong and invalid.
Yeah, but the graphics are now getting dated compared to computer. Computers could do so much more right now.
And I can get all the games, Xbox, PC, whatever, or PlayStation, all on my computer.
Yeah. What I like about the computer is I like to play first person shooters or kind of a career type games or stuff like that, where I can kind of like progress through this or that. A lot of the other games that I play like on the PlayStation is not going to be anything I'm playing serious. So like more platform games, stuff like that. So but I like the PlayStation. It's just I don't play it a whole lot. Now I've got two.
A couple of weeks ago, and this isn't huge news, but it was cool to me. In the area I was at, the range was for most pygmy rattlesnakes, scarlet snakes, and some more common stuff. But I actually ended up seeing a cottonmouth. We captured it and took it to a good place to take pictures. But the cottonmouth was 10 miles of its own range, so there is a possibility that we could get in some kind of publication if they decide to about that cottonmouth being 10 miles out of range. So that'd be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know
what is 10 miles out of range even
mean? At all.
What does that mean?
Okay, so a lot of snake, the way snake in any area, they usually kind of stay to a certain area. Usually due to how the land is, or what they prefer to live in.
Right.
swampy areas and stuff like that are especially good for cottonmouths.
Yeah.
Also known as the water moccasin. And 10 miles out of range just means that it hasn't been seen in that area before. It's 10 miles to the nearest place that they would have been commonly seen.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So,
well,
I thought it was cool. And by the way, they are the stinkiest, worst smelling snakes ever. It was so bad. We put it in this little plastic container and put it in the back seat of this guy's car, my buddy that I went herping with. And it was like, we just kind of both looked at each other like, roll down the window. It was just so bad, dude. Horrible smelling snakes.
Yeah, I think I've only seen one water or cottonmouth or watermouth.
The same thing.
In
Watermouth.
in person.
Cottonhead.
One time I was in Atoka and I was with my cousin and we were on a 4-wheeler and we hit some water. It was we were going up this big hill and falling into these old tracks. And my cousin went and showed me an old homestead that was up there. And we hit this big deal of water, and it was kind of cool because when we hit it, frogs went everywhere. They were in this water like nuts. And so we stopped to look at the frogs, and out of the middle of that water, the snake just kind of comes up. It wasn't that deep, but I mean, he was like, fuck you. Like, you just run me over. And that was pretty wild.
Did it gape his big white stop sign mouth at you?
Yes.
Yeah. That's them.
He was probably, I don't know if they eat frogs, but if they do,
yeah, they do.
Then he had a year's supply in that little spot. So
fun fact, they were actually named water moccasins because ancient Indian people would just grab them by the bottom and upper lip and just slip them on like socks so they could walk through water without getting their feet wet.
What?
That's not true. They're a venomous snake.
We know.
I was like, wow, that's cool. They killed them first, right?
Hence water moccasins. Come on.
I thought you were going to say something about the moccasin part. So when you started going that direction, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I thought, wait, something about this doesn't make any sense at all.
That was the best.
Oh. Wow.
I'm going to do that again.
No,
what? Don't edit that out. That was awesome. Y'all totally believed that.
Yeah. I did. I really did. I was like, what? Wow.
Oh, Buddha, don't you deny it, buddy.
Oh, no.
Don't you deny it.
100. 100.
No. I'm not claiming that. I'm not. No.
So,
I'm curious. You asked us a question earlier this week, and we don't know why you asked that.
Oh, yes. Do you want to know why? This is exciting.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk about it on the show. I'm glad you brought it up because I totally forgot.
I was starting to think she was going to be the guest on our show.
That's what I thought too. I was like, do we get a meter?
Do we?
No.
Awesome.
Now, to kind of preface this, I have slight history of doing silly things. And one of the silly things I like to do is I go onto an app called Cameo. And with Cameo, you can basically book people to go in and like they'll record a little video for you. I've done it in the past for different things. The actress that plays Deanna Troi, she has a Cameo. And she also has the ability that you could send her a text message and she will respond. And it's like a couple bucks. And so.
Did you get responses to our answers?
Not yet. I haven't sent them yet. So,
That makes me glad I didn't put what I wanted to put.
yeah, I know. Well, okay, because I asked you guys what you would ask her if you had the chance. Tom, you said you wanted to ask her who would you'd rather have ended up with at the end of the series, Worf or Riker. Although I may also propose to her a third option, which is Janeway.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
The reason
I'm gonna leave
why
it
I
open
said,
where she could say anyone that she wants.
no, the reason why I asked that question is because at the end of the series,
Mm-hmm.
they were pushing towards, in the movie she was going to end up with Worf, and then on the very last Next Generation movie, she marries Riker.
I don't know if that was the last that was like Star Trek Generations, I think.
No, she married, and they got married. I
think that was Star Trek Generations.
No, it wasn't.
Pretty sure it was. Tim,
because Riker was
get the encyclopedia.
Riker was getting
Google.
his first command, and Data was going to be the first.
Okay, so and then Tim, you asked what she thought of Brent Spinner. Is that how you say his last name? Spinner. Oh, there's no R there. As a person.
Just because I've heard so much about him being kind of a prima donna type, I was just hoping that she'd have a different opinion on it because I like him.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys sticking to those questions?
Yes.
Yeah. No, wait. Right. Hold on. Will you ask her if I can smell her feet?
No, she'll never respond. They have the option not to.
I'm lying. I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. 2 questions while I'm sitting here. So,
what about your question to her?
No, I got a question for her. So, if it was Captain Janeway, man, I'd have one hell of a question for her. So, but it's not Janeway. So, no, I'm kidding. No, I'll probably send her a question as well. I've got like 200 something characters I can play with. Like
250.
Like 250. Like, so I've got to really word this like, hey, we're part of a podcast. I need to ask you a couple questions. It's going to be a thing. I hope you enjoy it. Here's the questions. And so, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I like that. That's awesome.
We're going to ask her some questions. We'll have a whole thing about it. I'll even make like a little intro video. So there you go.
Now, is she the only Star Trek character to be doing this, or is there possibly any more on there?
There are. She is the one that I chose because the other ones. No, not really. Now the text message thing maybe, but she's the only one that's really like Next Generation, and I figured all of us would dig that. There's like the Robert Picardo.
Robert Picardo's cool. I would ask him stuff.
He played the Doctor on Voyager. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys would all dig that, but I don't know if he does the text message thing though.
Will Wheaton's not on there though.
No, not that I. Yeah,
no Wesley.
No Wesley question.
So let's do her and hopefully get feedback from her. But yeah, we should do Robert Picardo as well.
Let's do Robert. We'll come up with a couple questions for Robert Picardo as well. I'm going to ask him, maybe add him to our tally. Let's ask him who's his favorite captain.
Well, he's been on 2 separate Star Trek shows, so or 3.
Yeah.
3. He's been on all 3 actually.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So that'll be a good one. We'll see.
I'm going to ask him if he was happy with his role in the movie Inner Space. He played like a cowboy dude in it. It was hilarious.
All right, you need to put that. I'm never going to remember that. You have to put that in the Discord.
Oh, okay. You guys remember the movie Inner Space, right? With yes. Martin Short and yeah.
Yes. Tom, do you have a question for him?
I'll have to think about it.
Okay, put it in the Discord.
I mean, it's kind of a toss up between a Star Trek question or a home improvement question.
Well, do both.
Because
Or just do whatever.
he
I
had
don't care.
a reoccurring role on Home Improvement for a while.
That's
So,
weird, but okay.
I wanted to see if Tim Allen was really cool or not. God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll ask him just randomly. Is Tim Allen cool?
No, that's not my fucking question, bitch.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask it. That's my question now to him. So, or I could ask him: Is Janeway as beautiful as she appears anytime I ever see her on TV? So,
She hasn't been on TV since.
she has to. She's in Orange Is the New Black.
Oh, well.
Big TV series.
I don't watch that.
That's really good in that, I must say. Are you queued up for my the intro to my segment?
Yes.
It seems like you never are.
Yes. I'm way queued up. Like, so
because
like,
this is when I message you ahead of time, like, hey, I'm gonna do this again, just so you know. Look at him. He's
and
already
he,
like,
and he never has, he never has it up.
Finished.
so got it queued up. Don't.
Oh, it's gonna download. Oh, it's gonna download. Oh, 12, 25, 30, 40. It's cute. Don't worry. Oh, it's playing for me now. Stop.
Aw.
Okay.
All right. Welcome everybody to Happen. What happened today? Then, man, starting off strong, right? Jeez. All right, let's start the
What's the
story.
name of your segment again?
What happened today? Then, nailed it that time. Thanks, bud.
No
I feel like. All right. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
Stop.
I do have a story to get to, but all right. On this day in 1982, one Lawrence Richard Walters took a short trip that made big headlines. I call this story, Let's Go Fly a Chair. Richard, or who some called Lawn Chair Larry, was born April 19th, 1949, in Los Angeles, California. At the young age of 13, a young Lawn Chair Larry was walking through an army surplus store when he had first seen a weather balloon. And being a young man fascinated with the idea of flight, the seed of a dream had been planted in old Chairsy's brain. Although Lawn Chair did try to become a pilot in the Air Force, he did not make the cut due to his bad eyesight. So what is a man to do when he has dreams of soaring with the birds, but has the eyesight of the cave-dwelling Olm? The Olm, a cave-dwelling amphibian that can live up to 100 years, but cannot avoid running into walls due to its lack of sight. Well, old Cherry Larry did the only logical thing and became a truck driver. Though the dream of flight never left Lair Bear the Chair's mind, so on July 2nd, Airy Larry Banana Fanafo Cherry set out to leave the bonds of gravity and the ground behind. Thus, the lawn chair pilot took flight in his craft made of, you might have guessed by now, a lawn chair and 45 helium-filled weather balloons. The flight only took 45 minutes and had started in San Pedro, California, and ended with a violation of controlled airspace in the Los Angeles International Airport. His descent was controlled by a BB gun, and one could have never foreseen that sniping balloons with an air rifle would have made for such a rough landing. As our hero, Larry, Lord of the Air Chair, made towards the Earth, his chair zeppelin became entangled in power lines.
Oh, no.
Though the landing was rough, he was able to climb down safely and firmly plant himself on the ground and in the annals of history. And that's what happened today. Then, back to you guys.
I actually remember that happening.
Oh.
I was alive when that happened.
I was a couple of months old
Oh.
because I was born in 82. So, Trevor,
Wow.
you okay, bud?
That is amazing that happened. Amazing.
It's, do you guys notice that I came up with so many different names for this amazing
Yes.
hero of the
Yes.
past?
I love the names. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Like, that's like the movie Up, but better.
Right?
Like, had a better ending. I didn't cry. You know? Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy that anybody would ever think to do that. And
Mhm.
anybody.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, he was super smart, dude. On an interview with David Letterman, he said, and I quote, "I did it because I knew what I was doing." He had no means
Wow.
of propulsion or steering, but he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. Oh,
He
wow.
He was floating through the air like a hot air balloon.
And-
only with
and-
helium.
The only reason he got in trouble for, although I don't know that it's the only reason, but that he got in trouble for, invading the airspace or whatever, is because he had a premature takeoff. His tether that he was tethered to the ground with broke,
Oh, no.
and he ended up flying over the airport. But he said that before he got off the ground, his plan was to call the airports and surrounding areas and let them know that, hey, there's going to be a random guy in a lawn chair floating 300 feet in the air,
Wow.
or 3 miles in the air. Just, heads up.
That's hilarious.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me round again to find. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, wow.
He's a lawn chair man. Oh.
What's the Air Jam song?
Oh. Yeah.
It's like,
Oh.
touch the sky. I don't remember. I think
Yeah.
about it every night and day. Oh.
Oh, that's
I want to
yeah.
fly. I don't remember how it goes. I don't remember. I used
That's
to
Mr.
rock out to that
Mr.
song.
Peepee. Mr. Peepee sung that song.
Oh,
What was his name?
oh, my side kind of hurts.
I Believe I Can Fly.
I believe
Yeah.
I can fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
By
can't
R.
think-
Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, there you go. I was wondering why you're saying Mr. Peepee. I was like,
I'm not gonna.
now it makes sense.
I'm gonna assume that our fans know what I'm talking about and not elaborate any further on that.
Yeah. We all need to
It's
shower once in a
grody.
while.
Ew.
What? It's true.
Oh.
Not one of those kinds of showers.
Okay.
After this episode, all our fans are going to think we are seriously kinky, smelling actresses'
Yes.
feet and washing in pee-pees.
Well, let's do a palate cleanser, okay? This is a palate cleanser video that I created for the show. It's gonna suck for anyone that's listening to this show because it is not audio friendly. But I would like us to provide some ongoing, so we can talk during this video, okay? This is just us having a good time watching my newest cooking video that I've put together. Now, little did y'all know, I am a cooking god. and I put together this amazing video that you guys raved about, and I'm so happy that you guys liked it so much.
You've got a screw loose.
It looked like a video of Cookie Monster that had taken off his costume and did a cooking video.
I don't understand what you're going on about. But anyways.
Just watch it. Just watch it.
All right. Brats. Nothing says the 4th of July better than bratwurst. And these bad boys have cheddar. And I've got to tell you, nobody makes better brat than Johnsonville. Johnsonville, Alabama, I think. Maybe.
Are we being sponsored by Johnsonville now?
I might be in Kansas. Johnsonville, Kansas. Yeah. Hopefully. Johnson, family owned since 1945. So, our question today: can you cook Johnsonville cheddar brat in the air fryer? So, first thing you're going to do is you don't cook it in this shiny package. Go ahead and get those.
You know, you really need to work out if you're having that much problem opening that package.
Next step, we're gonna spray down my little grate. This is the grate that goes in the air fryer. Spray, spray, spray. Oh, that was aimed at my face. Oh. All right. Now, I'm gonna evenly spread these bad boys out. There we go. Yes. We're gonna put them on the lowest rack. Yes. Push right in. We are gonna cook them. Let's do 400 for. Let's do 8 minutes, and then I'm only doing 8 because when I hit it to go to 7, it did not go to 7. That was a sign. We must wait. So now we cook. Now watch. Ooh, that sounds nice. Just take a look at that. Look at them dripping. All right, now we're not done. No. We're gonna go ahead and flip these bad boys. We got to get them cooking real good. Get the one guy back. Just do it. There you go. Right. Now, we are going to air fry for another 8 minutes. I got the cheddar brats, they're cooking away. I got a cheddar brats, and I'm going to say that we're cheddar bratin', and today from Johnsonville. Yeah, Johnsonville. Yeah. All right, now let's look. We've got our thermo device. We have to be over 160 degrees, which, oh boy, I gotta say, these look like they're gonna make it. Let's get this guy right there in the middle where he stops. Way over 160. That was supposed to be the mark. We've gone up beyond that, and we're still going. All right, so we definitely hit Flavor Town in Johnsonville. Oh boy, look how juicy those are. Oh man.
All right.
We're gonna get sued
Now.
by a guy for Daddy.
Let's cut into one of these bad boys. These bad boys for life. Look at this guy. He looks delicious. Now.
I should've-
A smart person would have put that down.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Just look at that. Yummy. Yummy. Just juicy and delicious. Just dripping. Perfect brats. So we figured it out. Could have went maybe a couple minutes less. I don't know. But yeah. So let's head on over and give it the old taste test. Move all these things. Move all these things. Get out of the way. Ah. Oh yeah. That is juicy. Kill the cheddar in there. Oh. That was so good.
That was a real reaction too. I was going, oh.
Thumbs up, big thumbs up. 2 thumbs up from me. This is perfect. I suck at cooking bratwurst, and this is amazing. So easy. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time.
You're a few bars short of a full signal, aren't you, bud?
I like it. It's awesome, isn't it?
It is.
I'm glad you like
I like
it.
that. I actually do like them. I think they're pretty funny.
I really think that Megan needs to get you into some therapy.
I know Megan does need to guest star in some of these. That's really
I didn't
see,
maybe get you some hearing aids.
yeah. That is a good idea. We should do a sequel. We should do more episodes. So I don't know, like I really like my little character. He's just yes. It's everywhere. And so
It actually made me when I saw the first one, it made me think of like I almost thought that you had recorded the video and then did voiceover
yeah.
for your own video,
No.
which I thought was a really good idea. I was like, that's
Yeah.
that's really cool. And then I realized after seeing your reflection in the
Yeah.
cooker, I was like, oh no, he's actually doing that voice now.
The first one I did, my daughter walks into the room and goes, "What are you doing?" She was like, and that's why she ended up in the end of the episode.
Yeah.
She was like, really? I think you can even hear her at one part. She goes, "Are you doing that voice for the video?" But yeah, no, the potato chip one, that was a lot of fun. But that's like 15 minutes. I did this one a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So I'll probably edit that whole thing out for the audio listeners. They don't have to sit through all that. Just hear that music and me going, yes. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, check us out on YouTube or Facebook, and you can see the video portion of the podcast. So, which I highly recommend. I really like our video podcast, although our audio podcast is good as well. What do you guys think?
I've actually been listening to it lately when I'm like going around doing my herping and stuff. I've been listening to it. So yeah.
Yeah, if you got herpes,
pretty good.
go ahead, watch it.
Oh my God.
The
My hobbies. While I go around doing my hobbies.
No, I'm kidding. Every time my head goes there, I don't know why. But no, I've been listening to us on the iTunes and the podcasting networks, and I really like it. We're actually getting pretty good views on there too. So thank you guys for definitely tuning in. And
They can't view us.
good day, mates, to y'all out there in Australia land, and thank you guys for watching us because we really enjoy your views as well.
Wow, they are never going to watch us again. Awesome.
Never. and podcasts on podcast networks, audio only, cannot view us.
Well, yeah.
But you said they were getting a lot of views.
Well, you know, I'm clicks, downloads, whatever you want to call it.
Listenings.
I'm listenings. That's. Oh, I can't say that, can I? I can't
You're
say
fired.
that.
You're fired.
Y'all finish the rest of the podcast. I'm going away.
Roy, he's got a dango in his cloaca.
Look what y'all drove me to do.
Putting a doggy toy in his mouth.
You're insane, sir. You're insane. Do your kids listen to the podcast?
I don't think so. They hear enough of it from the other room. They know better.
I was the only reason I asked because they're old enough to listen to it. I won't let Amelia listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
I'll only let her be in it.
Yes.
Well, our very first show, we couldn't cuss in because he wanted the children to watch. Now he doesn't care.
I've always said that you can cuss away. I don't care. Always
No.
said that.
No. On our first, on Laughter Piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that was more different.
More different.
That was more different. That was back 10 years ago-ish.
Actually, it was exactly 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that was different time.
Because our first episode came out on Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We did Night of the Living Dead.
Yep.
A needle
We
pulling
got
thread.
anything else we want to talk about?
No.
No?
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
I'm hungry.
I'm not.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been the Highly Illogical podcast. If you would like to check out our show on other platforms besides YouTube, we are on Stitcher, Google Play. I don't know. I'm actually kind of just naming stuff off the. I don't even know if we're on any of that.
It's like Stitcher. I'm gonna have to make that account real quick. That's a new one. I don't even know what that is. So there we go. No, we
actually, are. We are on Stitcher, I think, but
are we?
We're on Friendster.
What?
Man, that
Okay.
doesn't exist anymore.
No. If you want to find us on social media, I highly recommend our Facebook page. It's Highly Illogical Pod, all one word. We've got the YouTube page, Highly Illogical. We've got the Twitter account that's hardly ever used, which we should use more, which is Illogical Pod. We have the Instagram, which is, I believe, you just find it under Highly Illogical. I've never actually went to look at it. And farmersonly.com. You can find us under Highly Illogical. So,
Did you just say farmersonly.com?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
do we have an account on that?
Yeah. It's a dating site. I don't know.
That's wrong. We're not on Stitcher. Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Not listening to you. So, and I am in the works. I might actually be making a what do you call it? TikTok. A TikTok account for us. So there you go. That's a thing. You can make 1-minute videos. So guys, all right. So for TikTok, our first video, let's be funny for 1 minute. Go. And start. Start with the funny.
We've been funny for an hour now.
No,
I mean,
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Come on.
Really?
Just take highlights from the show, bud.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
done.
on. Go TikTok. No, we got to do the wipe.
No, that you don't do that like that. That you're doing it
I'm
wrong.
I'm not changing. You're supposed to wipe, and I change into something. Wipe.
You can't see it or tell, but I'm flossing right now.
Oh my god. Oh
I'm
my
not. I don't know how to do that.
Story time. I work with 2 other idiots.
god. Wait.
I just called myself an idiot too.
That's true.
He did say
He
other.
said to other. Yeah. That's inclusive. I like that. So, all right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Later.
Bye.
Woo! Woo!